first part we're going to create is this lower engine cover part. And there are a couple of ways you can do that. And I'm going to show you two. So first, let's get rid of this cube. And we're going to do Shift A, add in a cylinder, and we're going to use 64 verts, and we're going to use a cap fill type nothing. So there's no top and bottom face. And we're going to move it with GZ1 to the world origin, and to make it look more smooth we're gonna do shade smooth and auto smooth. Then I want to make it a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna do scale Shift Z 1.5, so it only scales on the X and the Y. Then as we take a look at the picture, we can see that there are some things that are repetitive on the cylinder. So this and this and these as well. And I don't want to do repetitive work. So to prevent that, I'm gonna go to top face, edit mode, vert select, X-ray vision, and with B we're gonna select these verts, X, delete vertices. And now you can see we have a quarter of the cylinder. I'm going to use an array modifier later on to make it round again. Now let's try to create these holes in there, but you can see there's not much to work with. So we're going to use a loop cut, Ctrl R 21 times to make more vertices to work with. And as you can see now, we can see it from the side a bit, so that's not ideal to work with. So if you press 6 3 times, it's straight in front of you. So go to face select, and we're going to create these. So with B, I'm going to select these and these, and we're going to use them later on for the raster, so I'm not going to delete them, but do P, separate by selection, and hide them. Then we're also going to create these, so again B, both sides, and to make it look more nice we're going to use an inset. So inset, and as you can see it insets all the way round, but we don't want the border to be inset, so we can press the B key for boundary, and now as you can see it does exactly what we want. So something like this. And later on we're going to use a subdivision surface, and we don't want this area to be affected by the subdivision surface, because you can see here we want some sharper edges instead of these rounded ones. So what I'm going to do is use mean crease, and you can do that by just sliding this or Shift E1. Now we're going to delete these faces, and we have this. This looks already quite nice. And now what we're going to do is add in an empty. Shift A, empty. And we're going to select the cylinder and go to set origin, origin to the 3D cursor. Now we're going to add in an array, and we're going to need 4, and we don't want a relative offset, we want an object offset of the empty. As you can see now, it's not exactly what we want. And why is that? That's because we have the scale off. So we're going to use Ctrl A, rotation and scale. Now select the empty and rotate on the Z-axis 90 degrees. This is already better, but there is a line going through the middle over here. that's why we have to go back to the array and say, okay, let's merge all the 4 together. This looks good now, except for this one. And why is that? Because this is the first one and this is the last one. So we need to merge the first and the last occurrence as well. That's fixed. And then we want to add in a modifier, solidify. I'm gonna slide it in. This looks about right. And as you can see, we now forgot to add this edge in. So we're going into edit mode, select these ones with F, but now you can see it's just a face with now no curvature. And we can fix that by adding loop cuts and moving them out using the vertex snapping, but that's not my ideal way of working. So that's why we're going to do it a different way. So let's delete this one and start over with a plane. In this part I will also show you why HardOps is such a great add-on, and I'm going to show a few cool features of it. So first, add in a plane, Shift A mesh plane. We're going to rotate it on the x-axis 90 degrees. We're going to put it on the world origin, GZ1, scale it on the x-axis by 1.5, and we have a scale and a rotation that's off, so we have to fix that to prevent issues later on. Control A, apply rotation and scale. So now all is good again. Now we want to have these holes in there, and I could use loop cuts again over here, or we could use HardOps, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So press Q, mesh tools, dice, and with dice you can just say, okay, I want these amounts of cuts, so I'm going to choose 21, and now it's on the z-axis. If I press X, it's also on the x-axis, or you can press it on or off. And there are some other options as well, as you can see in the right hand corner, but this is fine for me now. So just with one click I have this. Then I'm going to select the faces which I don't need for now. So select these, and I also want to have these. Oh, sorry. And I'm going to separate them by selection because I'm going to use them for the raster. So hide, back to edit mode, and we're going to select these. And we're going to inset them, just about this, and then add in a crease, Shift E, 1, and delete the faces. Now we also need these on the other side, and we could do it by using a mirror modifier, and then as you can see I mirror it on the x-axis, but it's not doing what I want, and that's because it's mirroring from the right side, so I need to use flip, and now that's fixed. I can also do that, but just one click in HardOps. Alt X, and press the side which you want to keep, and now it's fixed. Then there's another cool feature. If you press Q, you can choose twist 360, and now it does exactly the same what I just did with the array on the cylinder, but just in one click. So this is really cool. And let's say I want to not do it on this axis but on the other one, I can just press X and I can do it on this one or this one. So this is really cool. So let's see what we need. I think we need just about this, and the shading looks a bit off, so I'm gonna shade smooth this. But again, I can do this by right clicking shade smooth, go to this tab, add in the other smooth, or I can press Q, sharpen. Now it does exactly the same, and over here it says all the actions it has performed, so that's nice. Then we need to solidify. I can also do this by hard ops, Q, solidify, slide the mouse to over here, and all these actions you can do them by hand, but it takes just a little more time, so everybody has to look for themselves what works for them, but I like this workflow really much. Now I also want to add in a subdivision surface, so Ctrl 2, and again I forgot it on purpose to show you how easy it is to fix with a flat face. I forgot this one. So now go back to the modifiers tab, switch them all off, and now you can just see, okay, let's select this one, F, Ctrl R, and select the amount of verge you would like. So this looks about right, and if you put them back on, you can see, okay, it looks already much better, but it's just too thin. So I'm gonna add another over here, Ctrl R, voila. So this was done in just a few minutes, and yeah, really easy. So hope you liked it, and in the next part we're going to create this raster using the plane we separated in the beginning of the section. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.